Hello, good morning, everyone. So welcome to the daily briefing. So today is 3rd September, okay? So it's Friday today, TGIF, everyone. So let us start our briefing by take a recap on previous important economic data. So the first one is Switzerland retail sales July, okay? So previous is 0.1%. The forecast is remain unknown and the actual is negative 2.6%, which is lower than the previous. So this one is not a good news for the Swiss francs. So the next one is Switzerland inflation rate yearly August. Okay, so the previous is 0.7%, forecast is 0.8%, and the actual is 0.9%, which is higher, slightly higher than the forecast. So this one is good news for Swiss francs. So the next one is Switzerland GDP growth rate yearly Q2. Okay, so the previous is negative 0.7%. The forecast is 9%. The actual is 7.7%, which is lower than the forecast. So this one is not good news for the Switzerland. So for the Swiss francs. Okay, so but actually we go take a look on our macro graph here. So we can see that the USD CHF here, the CHF is getting how to say, is getting stronger on yesterday because it went down last night. Okay, so we go back to our PowerPoint. We go to the next previous important economic data, which is US initial jobless claims 28th August. So previous is 354,000 and the forecast is 345,000. The actual is 340,000, which is lower than the forecast. So this one is actually a positive for US dollar. We go to the last one, the US balance of trade July. Okay, so the previous is negative 73.2 billion and the forecast is negative 71 billion and the actual is negative 70.1 billion. Okay, so it's slightly lower than the forecast. So this one, it's slightly higher than the forecast, not lower, it's higher. Okay, so this one is actually positive for the US dollar. But we take a look on our market graph here, but we can see that from here because the US dollar went down last night, so not went up, it went down last night. So this one, I mean these two important economic data is not affected much to the US dollar index. Okay, so we go to the next part of our daily briefing today. So it's previous day market volatility recap. Okay, so the WTI, it rise up 180 pips last night. Okay, so what happened on the crude oil price market last night? So let us read the factor here. So US crude oil reached around $70 per barrel for the first time in nearly a month because the US Gulf of Mexico has just been hit by the Hurricane Ida. Okay, so although Hurricane Ida has left, nearly 94% of the crude oil production capacity in the Gulf of Mexico is still closed. So we can see that because the production is getting lesser and a lot of production is getting close. Okay, so that's why we can see that the price of the WTI crude is getting higher because of this reason. Okay, so the second reason is the weaker US dollar also supports oil prices. Okay, so that's the reason the WTI crude oil price rise so much last night. Okay, so we go to the next part of our daily briefing today. Is when come to US session tonight is very important because tonight we will have the US non-farm payrolls, important economic data, and the US employment rate and the US ISM non-manufacturing PMI. Okay, so we go to the first one. First important economic data today is the US non-farm payrolls August. Previous is 943,000 and the forecast is 750,000. So the data release time is at 8:30 tonight. Okay, so if higher than expected reading should be taken as positive for the US dollar, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as negative for the US dollar. And we go to the next one. So US unemployment rate August. Previous is 5.4%, the forecast is 5.2%, and the data release time is same as the previous one, 8:30 o'clock at tonight. Okay, so higher than expected reading is negative for the USD, and while a lower than expected reading is positive for the USD. Okay, so we go to the last one. The last important economic data of today is the US ISM non-manufacturing PMI August. Okay, so previous is 64.1, the forecast is 61.5, and the data release time is at 10 o'clock tonight. Okay, so a higher than expected reading is positive for USD, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as negative for the US dollar. Okay, so we go to the last part of our daily briefing today is gold market update. Okay, so resistance level of gold today is 18 and 20. Okay, so support level of today is 1808. Okay, so my personal opinion, I will still take bullish from today because since from this Wednesday until today, I will still take bullish until today. Okay, so let us read the factor, but I will still take it as a bullish for today. So on Thursday, September 2, which is yesterday, so the price of gold fell slightly, mainly because the initial jobless claim data dropped to the lowest level since the epidemic, which put a certain pressure on the price of gold. So gold prices are currently at a high level above 1800, waiting for the release of US and NFP employment data. Okay, so the intraday trend will largely depend on the NFP employment data tonight. Okay, so in the medium and long term, as long as the price of gold stays above 1800, there is still a greater chance of rising. Pay attention to the August NFP employment data and ISM non-manufacturing PMI in the day. Both of these data may show weakness and gold prices may have an upward opportunity for today. Okay, so we take a look on our market graph here at right side here. So if the price rise above the resistance level of 1820 here, then we will look for further upside to 1823. I mean the R2 here. So if the price didn't rise up but drop down and break below the support level 1808 here, then we will look for further downside to 1804 to the S2 here. So that's all for our briefing today. So DGIF everyone, and wish you enjoy your weekend. So let's see you again on next week. Bye bye.